Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I got the CFMOTO ZForce Sport R out today, and we're gonna do some tire fitments. Since I had this thing, I done had this thing for I know about over a year now. So my thing is, this rig really needs bigger wheels. These small wheels, I mean, they're okay, but they're not okay. I mean, it just depends on what terrain you're in. It just depends on what terrain you're running it on. But other than that, it really needs a different size wheel, and there's not really many options out there for this wheel hex size. It's really ridiculous, but hey, it is what it is. So I've been kind of looking for some different tires, wheels for this thing, and so the only option I can come up with was really to find a way to change out the hex or get some type of adapter or something, because all the wheels that use the same hex as this CFMOTO is the I think it's the what is it, WLP or WPL WPL RC trucks. They have like some of the same hexes, and but their wheels are small as well. So so my option, or what I found, I came up with these adapters here. And so today what we're gonna do, we're gonna kind of like, so today what we're gonna try to do is just play around with some fitments and see if these adapters actually work, and see what wheels we can fit on here. Now, more than likely, if I go with bigger wheels, I'm gonna have to take these little fenders. I don't know if you can see the fenders off in the front, and may have to take this fender flare off the back. But we'll see about that. Yeah, so got my little guy in there. You see my little guy, my 5-inch tall guy in there. He fits perfect in there. Some of y'all may know who he is. Look at him. But let me get right into this. I guess I can show you the part number on this. These adapters, the part number on these adapters is F140213, and they came from AliExpress. So that has model RCM000. So let's see if they fit. One way to get these off, these wheels have this little small center cap there. You just pry that off, and underneath that cap is a small, cheap Phillips screwdriver. Phillips screwdriver. It has a small, cheap Phillips screw up under this cap that's holding this wheel on. So let's get to taking these off and see what we can do with it. All right. This is the cheap Phillips screw, as you see, and it's a very short screw, so not very long. So we're gonna put that over there, and to get this wheel off, there it goes. Came right on off. So as you can see how small this hex is, and so I mean, it's almost impossible to find bigger wheels to fit on this hex other than the WPL RCs. You can, but they're not much bigger than these small wheels here. So what I'm going to do now is, these are the wheels I want to try to fit on here. These came off my MN 128 Jeep crawler from MNRC, and so we're just gonna try to put these on. These are a 12mm hex, and if I'm not mistaken, I want to say these are either 7 or 8mm hexes. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I will put it in the description or put it up on the screen, the exact size of these and the exact size of these adapters. But I think they are 7 to 12, 7mm to 12, I believe it is, or 8mm to 12. So let's get these out. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to take this off to fit the wheel on, but we're gonna see, because I think this is gonna kind of give it a little extension, so it should push the wheel out a little bit, because these are gonna go right on top of this hex. If I can get it on there with one hand. There, you stop. We're gonna get it on there. Here we go. I want y'all to see it in real time. There we go. And it goes on. So now let's try to get this wheel on. Let's see. Alright, it fits and it pushes it out. It pushes it out. And it's big. That's big. It's gonna give it a lot of traction. That's for sure. But you see where the issue is gonna come at is this wheel. This little flare. We're gonna have to remove this because this will get in the way of turning. So we're gonna have to take this little fender piece off. It's gonna get in the way of turning and just suspension travel. It's gonna do a lot of rubbing, so we can just take that off. And so what I did, I already took it off from the other side here, just to see. And so I took it off here. Just gonna leave us some little ugly holes on the side, as you can see right there. Boom and boom. But let's see how it looks. Let's see how it'll fit and look on that. Let's see. All right. So it gives it a little more clearance. Now it may still rub a little bit when it turns to the left, maybe. But as far as suspension travel, it's not gonna rub. It clears. As you can see, it just cleared. I got it pushed all the way down, and so it clears there. Just turning, it probably would rub up against the frame and all that. So the next big thing is to try to find a screw long enough to go through this adapter and the regular hex. Go through this adapter and the regular hex. So let's try to find a Phillips screw or some type of screw that'll go thread through that. So let me go look at my parts bin and I'll get back with you. All right, guys. So I end up having to drill and make this hole a little bit bigger than the stock because I could not find a screw this size and longer. So the only one I could find was this screw, which is longer, but it's also bigger in diameter. So with that being said, now I can fit it through there with no issue. So I have one wheel already on, and so we're gonna go around and do all of them and see how it looks. Tell me what you think. How do it look? How do these wheels look on this CFMOTO ZForce Sport R? Are they too big? not big enough. And should I leave these fender flares on the rear? As you can see, they clear at our regular ride height, but as the suspension goes down, you can see it kind of rub against it. But I don't think it'll be a big issue because these are stationary. They don't turn anything like that. And so the fender flares are very flexible, very soft plastic, so I think it should be fine. What y'all think? I think that'll be fine. I had to take them off the front because, like I said, turning, they would hit. So I actually like it. I like it with the bigger wheels, to be honest with you, because now it'll help this rig actually absorb bumps a little bit better versus these small wheels. And you see how much bigger the other wheels are. That's the size difference right there. And that's your width difference. I mean, it's crazy. And so this is, and on top of that too, also it gives it a taller ride height with these bigger wheels. And so that'll actually help it clear some of the bumps on the rough terrain. Because as you can see, it's all scraped up from the bottom. Now the only thing, I don't know how this is going to change the performance of it when it comes to the electronics and speed. I know bigger wheels usually means a little more speed, but also it means you may have some heating issues or overheating issues with your electronics. And so this CFMOTO I got right here is brushless. I converted this over to brushless. And so as you can see, my you look in there, and that's my ESC wire coming through the floorboard. And my ESC is actually, so you can see it, open this up here. My ESC is actually where the stock battery usually go. So that's my ESC there. And if you look in there real good, that's my ESC. Got the wire going up through the floorboard there. And you can't see my motor. I have to take the whole top off so you see the motor. But the motor is it's a 4400 kV, 2 3/8 capable, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see some of the wiring. See if I open this up. No, you can't see it, but yeah. So this is my brushless version that I converted. So I do still have the brush version, and I may just go ahead and buy the conversion, the hex conversions, and put bigger wheels on that as well. But I'm going to test this one out, drive it around, and see how it performs. So let's ask Naruto. Does he like his new wheels for his CFMOTO side by side? So let's see what he says. Do you like your new wheels? I'm guessing that's a yes. He got both his arms lifted up in air, so I guess that means he's ready to ride. So let's get him all charged up and see exactly how these perform.
Thank you for the moments, thank you for the time, for the